Hello everyone, I'm Steve Andrews and today I'm going to be talking to you about the books of Daniel Quinn, or the late Daniel Quinn. And in particular, this trilogy, which is the Ishmael trilogy. Show you the wrong one. There we are, Ishmael. And as you can actually see here, you can see a picture of a gorilla. And that's because Ishmael is a gorilla and he is the teacher. He is the teacher of the narrator of the first book. And he's a teacher of all of us reading these books in a way. And the books, I would say, like when I first read Ishmael, it was a kind of what you call like an aha moment. It answered questions that I had. And I just thought, wow, I mean, this book is called a fiction, but I think it's very much based on the truth. And to explain a little bit more about that, and there's Ishmael. Daniel Quinn is explaining via Ishmael, the gorilla, that what went wrong on this planet was around the dawn of civilization, maybe 6,000, 8,000 years ago, something like that, when there was a big divide. Before this, and this was the aha moment that I hadn't realized, there were countless thousands of people living on this planet, and they didn't have civilization, they didn't have writing. They were mostly hunter-gatherers, herders. Some of them did small-scale farming. Some of them were a mixture of this. Some of these people still exist, some of them don't. And Quinn calls them the leavers. We can think of them as indigenous people, tribal people. And then there was a lot of people that Quinn is calling the takers. And the takers, they built cities. They did an awful lot of farming, agriculture on a big scale. And this was how they fed the people that lived in the cities. And they also did something else. They waged war on other peoples. They wanted to colonize and they created empires. And they had kings and emperors. And in Egypt they had pharaohs. They had like these leaders who would, as I say, want to conquer other parts of the world, other nations. So there were these two types of people. And what Ishmael is explaining is that we have had a mother culture since then. And all of us have been influenced by this mother culture. We're brought up in it. And it teaches that humans are superior to any other form of life. That we humans have the right to do what we like on this planet. And we can take and keep taking. And that we have mighty people in charge of us. We have kings and emperors. And today we have prime ministers and presidents. We have these people at the top. But unfortunately, all of this is doing the planet a lot of harm because we are not respecting natural laws which are known to the indigenous people, the leavers. And Quinn calls it, or Ishmael in the books, is saying that we employ totalitarian agriculture. And this, again, very harmful. So that's what he says is going wrong. And I was thinking about this and I thought, yes. But not only all of that, also all the major religions, all the patriarchal religions, Judaism, Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, they all came about in that period of time. which was actually, you know, a matter of thousands of years ago, not that many thousands of years ago. And so you can think, well, what was happening before? Where was God? Where was the God of these religions before all this? And why are we not taught about this? Why are we not taught that there were thousands of people living for thousands of years, all before the dawn of civilization? And that's something to think about. Yeah. Um, so those are some of the ideas that are being expressed in these books. And the other book, The Story of B. So I thoroughly recommend these books. And you were being taught by Ishmael, a gorilla. And there we are. The books of the late Daniel Quinn, the Ishmael Trilogy. Very highly recommended by me. Books that I would say, if everybody on the planet could read the books by Daniel Quinn, there would be a big change in how we think and how the planet is actually being ruined. And you think about, what is civilization doing? Well, it's basically ruining the planet with wars and pollution and everything. Well, you know how it goes. So there we are. So my advice is do what I did. Get Ishmael, the first book in this trilogy. And if you're like me, you'll want to read the other books as well. So there we are, Ishmael by Daniel Quinn. Thank you for watching and listening. I'm Steve Andrews.